Now in today's demonstration, I'm going to show you how to jack up your moonshine. Give whatever it is you're making more of an authentic Jack Daniel's taste. Now I've shown you how to age moonshine with different types of smoking chips. You personally have used apple wood chips, and the taste is much more mellow. But we're going to take that one step further. The springtime is not here, but with Christmas season gone, some of the stores are restocking their barbecue supplies, and this is one thing that I've noticed. This is Jack Daniel's Whiskey Barrel Smoking Chips. What this is actually little pieces of the actual barrels that they used for aging their whiskey. Whiskey, all types of high content spirits are distilled just like moonshine, and they come out clear, they come out potent, including Jack Daniel's. Jack Daniel's then takes that clear spirit and they put it in the wood barrels and they let it age for a good couple of years, and the flavor, half of the flavor that you taste in Jack Daniel's comes from the oak barrel. And they don't just put it in the barrel, they also roast the barrel to open the pores. They also scorch the inside of the barrel, so there's a char on the inside, and they think that this adds to the flavor. And many people agree, as Jack Daniel's is a popular whiskey. So now there are companies out there, alcohol distillery companies, that they will buy the old barrels from other companies and use them a second time. And that's what we're going to do here. Now, since many people are not going to go out and buy oak barrels, this would be the next best thing. Now, as the inside of a Jack Daniel's barrel would be considered a food grade container, the outside would not be. It's been sitting for 2-3 years more, and who knows what the outside's been collecting. So, but when you get this, you get the whole barrel. You get the inside, the outside, the middle. So we know what the inside is like, but we're not sure what the outside is like. So what we're going to do, to start out with, we're going to take the Jack Daniel's wood chips here, open it up, and we're going to give them a little wash. What we're going to do is we have a bowl of water here with a colander. We're going to put a good helping of the wood chips in this water. And we're going to give them a quick rinse. Now here's what I'm talking about right there. You see that black right there? That is the inside of the barrel right there. Any black pieces that you find, that is the inside of a Jack Daniel's barrel. So now we're just going to give it a wash. We're going to use cold water. We don't want to use hot water because we want to try to keep whatever is left in the barrel pieces. We want to try to keep that in there, so we'll use a cold wash and just give everything a rinse. And we will there we go. Now you can let that dry, or you don't have to. You can just go right to a nice container like this. And that's plenty. That's plenty right there. We don't need any more than that. And you don't have to use that much. You can use more or less, something to play with. And you can figure out for yourself through experimentation on how much Jack Daniel's flavor you want to get into a product. Now after we have that done, all you have to do is add your alcohol to it. And you could do this with any alcohol. Any alcohol you have. You could do this with vodka. You could do it with gin. You could do it with anything. You could even do it with your homemade wine, because wine is also stored and aged in oak barrels. Now, because the oak in these barrels has been mostly used up, we're going to try to squeeze every ounce of flavor that we can out of these wood chips. And we're going to do that by heating the alcohol up. But when you heat the alcohol up, it'll evaporate. So what you need to do is you need to have a container that has a good locking cap, good and sealed tight. You can then take this and give it a hot water bath. Now this is a rice cooker. And all I did was take this, put some water in it, and set it to cook and let it heat up. If you don't have a rice cooker, then by all means you can just use an ordinary stock pot, soup pot, whatever you have. Hold water, put it on the stove, turn the burner on, and then let that sit in there. You can put it on a low flame overnight and you will genuinely see results overnight. You can get a good couple weeks of aging in one night. So we just take that, put it in the hot water, and as you'll see, it's clear right now. You saw that go in clear. We'll let that sit, and when I pull it out, you'll see that there's a nice dark color to it. And you can take this one step further by we have lots of snow outside right now, so after you have finished heating this and letting it set overnight, you can then take this outside, put it in a snowbank, and you can also, that'll do the reverse. Instead of building up pressure in here, we will get a vacuum from the cold, and that will also help. So you can just constantly go back and forth and back and forth, or you can just take this as is and put it on your shelf somewhere. I would put it someplace warm, and you just let it sit for a minimum of a week to 2 weeks, bare minimum. The more you let it set, the better it's going to taste. Okay, so now it's been a few hours. What do we have here? We have a nice dark colored whiskey that would compare to anything we have on the shelf at your local store. This has been sitting for 5 or 6 hours, and I'll just let this sit for a while longer, and then I'll take it off the heat, and then I'll go place it out in a snowbank and reverse the process and draw out more contents from the wood. As you can see, we have a very nice amber color working here. And the taste, there is a real difference in the taste before and after. Now, because of the wood particles, you might want to, when you're finished, you might want to refilter this through a coffee filter. But when you're finished, you will have a very, very nice product.